Welcome back to the channel and to these player ratings and takeaways for New Zealand, who bounced back emphatically after real disappointing loss in Wellington, another loss in Wellington, but now another win at Eden Park in Auckland, where they are now 50 games unbeaten, an incredible record, the most amazing record of any country at any ground in World Rugby. By the way, did you see the what was number 4 on that list of winning streak or unbeaten streaks at grounds? It's New Zealand in Murrayfield. That's a bit of a burn for Scotland, that one must have hurt. They'll want to take that one down. But let's focus on this game right now. And yeah, as I say, as well as player ratings, which I'll get into in a second, I have got some takeaways from the match. I would love to know yours. Give them in the comments down below. Hit subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Firstly, execution. And the conditions were horrible. And with a wet ball, to show the clinical, ruthless edge in finishing in the way that New Zealand did was in stark contrast to last week, and it was very, very impressive. So that's big tick number 1. Scrum. Set piece generally, but because that was a problem against England. The line out seems to be improving a chunk, but the scrum in particular, I'll come to the front row, but I thought that was a very impressive performance and will breed a lot of confidence and will throw up some selection dilemmas as we look ahead to the games in South Africa, where, as I've been saying, I'll be in Ellis Park, I'll be at the Cape Town Stadium, and I will be taking Egg Chasers with me to the biggest rivalry in rugby in what could be 2 decisive matches in this year's Rugby Championship. And the physicality, something that you're going to absolutely have to have against South Africa, and it made the difference against Argentina today. It just set a platform that meant everything fell into place. That gain line breakdown battle was lost against Argentina last week, and it was very much won this week. Just one little thought, just a constructive thought for New Zealand, particularly when you look at South Africa and the impact of their bomb squad. The bench impact was not there, and the second half was not great from New Zealand's perspective. Was it 7 points all in the second half? I think it might have been. It was massively impressive first half, mixed second half, and the depth still at this point isn't quite there for New Zealand, albeit they've got some very good players still to come back. As for the ratings, I almost went for a 9 for Mighty Williams, the Mighty Williams. He was very good. In fact, I'm from the north of England, where Mighty Williams is how they might say it. It might be short for the Mighty Williams. Yeah, he was absolutely massive and obliterated Lucio Sordoni and Sclavi, to be fair, when he came on. Justified leapfrogging off Tonga Fassi straight into the starting lineup. And this is a big question mark now. I mean, you have to pick this guy in your, at least in the match day 23 for South Africa, don't you? Does he even start ahead of Ethan de Groot? It's a question mark, but Tonga Fassi, I think his place in the matchday squad is very much under threat. Cody Taylor, I could have given him a better mark actually. It might have been harsh giving him just a 7. He was really industrious, both sides of the ball, putting in big shots, making big carries, and he's always just solid. Even on an average day for Cody Taylor, he's a 7 out of 10. Tyrell Lomax, world-class performance at tight head prop. Absolutely atomised the Argentinian scrum. And Scott Robertson was in a position where he could remove him from the field after 51 minutes. Job done, put your feet up, get ready for the test against the Box. And Tyrell Lomax against Auckland. Oh my word, that is a matchup from the rugby gods. Cannot wait. This guy was seriously impressive. It seriously impressed me anyway. If you disagree with any of these marks or you just have a different perspective, it'd be boring if we all thought the same, wouldn't it? So let me know. I was very impressed with Tupou Vai. I kind of likened him to Maro Itoje in the video earlier. And what I mean by, like, he was sort of, in a way that you kind of don't like it when he's playing on the opposite team, but you love it when he's your player. He was just kind of getting in the faces of Argentina. He was cheering knock-ons and stuff, which I know Ben Earl and Maro Itoje get the mickey taken out of them for, but it just generates energy in your team, and you want one of your locks to be just a bit of a horrible character. And Tupou Vai was that horrible character for the All Blacks today. Very impressed with him. Sam Derry, again, another solid shift for him in international colours. He seems to have taken to international rugby very well. Big step up if he is playing against Etzebeth and Sneeman or whoever the lock partnership may be in 2 weeks' time. And Ethan Blackadder. I feel slightly relieved. Just on a, I mean, it's nothing. It's not. This isn't about me, but I feel slightly relieved because I've been bigging this guy up for a while. I really like Ethan Blackadder, and I've been willing him to deliver what you know he's capable of, but which he hasn't managed to do, and certainly not on any consistent basis when playing for the All Blacks. Injuries got in the way of that a lot, and then last week's performance just he wasn't really at the races and got beaten physically, and clearly he's taken that to heart, and that's what you want to see in a player. Acknowledge where they went wrong and put it right. And in the space of 1 week, it was night and day, and Ethan Blackadder just went around levelling people. Made massive shots in defence, big carries, and deft offloads as well. In the build-up to one of the tries, wasn't it? It was just a little out-the-back offload and line-out. As a line-out option, that's a really important part of the game, having extra line-out options, and he was really good there as well on attack and defence. So I thought that was a statement performance from Ethan Blackadder. I still feel, I don't know, tell me what you think, I still feel he's more a 7 than a 6. And you kind of want that classic Jerome Kano, Jerry Williams, Shannon Frizzell type ball carrier, enforcer type blindside flanker, like a Peter Steph Toy. Someone who'll just go around being a defensive animal. Kind of what I think that would bring more balance to the New Zealand backline, but Ethan Blackadder, he did the job very well today. Dalton Bapali, fine, whilst not being that great. Came off, Sam Cane came on, and I mean that's great to be able to bring that level of experience on. It was improved from last week without being remarkable or spectacular. Ardie Savia did some remarkable and spectacular things. His leg drive through contact is a thing of beauty. He's all what I like is the contrast between Ardie Savia on the pitch when he is just an animal, and Ardie Savia in the post-match interviews where he's just a kitten, just a lovely human being. He was very, very good. Probably player of the match. They don't pick those in New Zealand, do they? As I've been learning this last couple of weeks. But he probably would have been my player of the match, along with Ethan Blackadder and Tarolo Max not far behind as well. TJ Paranara, again, someone who's come under a lot of criticism and reacted in the right way. That tying in 2 or it might have even been 3 defenders, and then as he's falling to the ground, the little lift for Will Jordan to go in and score from 22, that was absolutely beautiful rugby. He controlled the game a lot better. And yeah, I mean, he'll be the number 1. Number 9, when you go to South Africa, a lot of experience, and he actually delivered on this occasion, played very well, as did Damien McKenzie. Yeah, that was a masterclass in difficult conditions. I still want to see D-Mac do that when he's behind a pack that isn't dominant and isn't on top. Can he do it when the ball isn't quite, when he's not sat there in a little armchair behind? But that said, Argentina's press in defence was really oppressive, got up in the faces quickly, and he still managed to do the job. And actually him and Geordie Barrett between them, the variety of the kick-in, the tactical awareness, the little nudges through, that worked a treat. But there were some moments in that which you went, that's why Razor's picking D-Mac. I still kind of can't help but think I want to see Bodie at 10 and D-Mac at 15, or I don't know. But the fact you can play it always, as I've been talking about with South Africa and with New Zealand, a kind of total rugby where the number on your back doesn't really matter and you kind of play what you see is actually where New Zealand could go. Caleb Clark, solid, scored a try. Couple of errors, but did a lot of good things. I don't think it was a performance that will mean he will definitely be playing and starting in the next test match, but he didn't do anything wrong either, so fair play. Geordie Barrett had some lovely touches, much improved, some crucial interventions in the match, and it was his little nudge through, wasn't it, for D-Mac's try to start things off. Rico Ioane as well. Is that his best test match this year? Since the World Cup? Or his best match, sorry, I should say. since the World Cup. He looked really good, and he just did, and the conditions demanded it. Just did the simple things really well. He was always offering himself as a runner outside Geordie Barrett, and made yards in contact, and yeah, so it's exactly what you would want in poor conditions. Just do the basics, keep the ball, recycle, and offer yourself as a runner, which he did. Will Jordan, I've given him a 7. I could have given him more. And there were lovely moments, but there's more to come. There's more to come from Will Jordan. And he looked better on the wing than fullback. I said this in the video earlier. There seems to be and I understand it, there seems to be a real desire to want Will Jordan to be a fullback. And I'm sure he's capable of it. I just haven't seen it yet. And I wonder, is his kicking game good enough to have the variation at fullback? That remains to be seen. All I do know is that he's absolutely deadly, and his strike rate of tries, mostly from the wing, is just unreal. So he just has that knack of reading the game and being in the right place, right time. And Bodie Barrett, what a boy, kicked well, ran the show when he went to 10. Just another really good performance. And to think some people were kind of thinking he was going to start fading into the background in this All Black team under Scott Robertson. Far from it. The bench, I've talked about it at the start, not enough impact from the guys there, and the depth in certain positions is just not there. Particularly, you feel it, the big physical specimens. I mean, you had Sam Kane for this one, but they're lacking at lock, and the catch up that the drop off from Tuipulotu, Scott Barrett is pretty big at the minute, and Darry's done a decent job of filling that hole. Tupo did a good job. Josh Lord, not there yet, but I guess give him time. But things went a bit wayward when all the changes were made. So yeah, food for Razor to think about. Those are my thoughts. Tell me yours. I'll have one of these coming for, and I'm kind of wincing as I say it, for Australia and Argentina. That's not going to be as much fun to talk about, but talk about it we must. See you on the next one.